You know, that's something when we start out laughing.
Oh my goodness.
Hello, Ange.
Hey Les, how are you?
And then I do my dance.
You do
See, I don't
the
even
hot
have to
cha
say
cha.
these days, welcome to another episode of Black Boomer Besties from
Yes, you
Brooklyn,
do.
because all I need to do is go this and then I start dancing and they're like, oh, I know who it is. How's it going?
It's going pretty amazing. It's going pretty amazing. My warranty on my car is being very good to me.
Oh,
Very, very good to me. So
good.
it's my baby's being serviced right now
Good.
overnight, and I expect to be a demon on the road tomorrow because everything's
Okay.
going to be on like amazing.
Stay
So
tuned for the next episode of Black Boomer Besties that shows Angie in jail with the car impounded.
why are you going to put that out in the
Yeah,
universe?
I'm not.
Okay, wait,
I'm
wait.
not.
Let me say mine. Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah. That's
Why
true.
you got to put that out in the universe? That's not
Nice
fair.
background.
Thank you. This is
And
not
and
new.
and I noticed from the last episode that we both have like an orange stripe on our left side.
Oh, look at that. Didn't notice
Twinsies.
that. Twinsies, comma again. Unplanned. But
Hmm.
here we are. Here
So
we are.
you have an interesting assignment for me this week, or for
I
this episode.
do.
Let's talk
I
about that.
do. So I saw something that a friend on Facebook posted. His name is Troy Kirshner. And shout out to Troy because he posts some really interesting stuff.
Okay. Hi,
And
Troy.
a former New Yorker. I mean, yes, a former New Yorker. And hey, Teresa, his lovely wife. And he posted something, and I was reading it. First of all, the title of it caught my attention, of course. The title of it is, For Those Who Are 60 Years Old and Above, please read this. And since I'm 59, I said, let me just prepare
It didn't say
for
all
what
liars read this.
I said, let me prepare for when I
I
become
turn
one of the
eventually
elders.
at some point 60,
Right,
right?
exactly. Right.
Okay.
Exactly. So I said, Les, what do you think? And then
And then I looked at it and
here
I'm
we
like,
are.
yeah, that's good.
Here we
Okay.
are. Okay. So as you have come to know, there is going to be stuff that Leslie and I disagree on, probably, because we didn't go through the list together.
Hmm.
Probably. Definitely some things on this list that I don't agree with. So we'd love to hear what you have to say about it. Of course.
Hmm.
Comment, do all the things. Do all the things. Okay. So it starts out, for those who are 60 years old and above, please read this. This is for you. I really like
Okay.
what I said here, and I'm going to try my best. Oh, no, let me just start with, because I don't know what that's all about.
Yes.
Um,
No, that's
okay.
Troy leaving the message. He says,
No,
I
this was
really
someone
like what
else.
is said here.
No, this was
And,
someone else. Sorry.
okay,
No. Troy sent the message, but
got
that
it.
lead-in was by someone else who I don't know, so I'm not going to read what he
All
said.
right.
I'll just read the
Go
list.
right
Okay.
into number one.
Right. So he starts with, between 60 and death, it's time to
That's
use the
us.
money.
That's
Okay.
us.
It's time to use the money. Well, even that, it's like, man, this is the category.
That's where we
This
are
is
now.
this
60
is the
and
last.
death.
This
There's not like 60 to 65. It's,
when you track up on the groupings that are in a lot of the pull downs, you go from whatever
yeah.
25 to 30 and then whatever. When I ticked over into, I'm like, damn. Anyway, between 60 and death, it's time to use the money you saved up. Use it and enjoy it. Don't just keep it for those who may have no notion of the sacrifices you made to get it. Remember, there is nothing more dangerous than a son or daughter-in-law with big ideas for your hard-earned capital.
I thought that was cute. You know what? Here's an interesting take on how we can talk about these things.
What?
Remember the game Are you tripping?
Yes, 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 yes,
Let's
yes.
turn this into an Are You
Sure,
Tripping?
sure. Are you tripping? Is he tripping?
So I wrote next to that one a maybe.
Okay.
Maybe I agree with it
All right.
because he starts out in the age group of 60. I'm 62.
Okay.
So
I'm
we
not.
could we could live until we're 90. There could be a 30-year gap in between age 60 and death. That could be 30 years.
Why? What? It could be longer than 30 years.
Well, it could be, but I'm
You're
saying
saying it
90
like that's the hilt.
conservatively.
Like,
No,
okay, well, put that word in there.
I'm
Put that word
saying
in there.
whatever. But I'm
Yeah.
saying if he's advising you to
Yes.
use the money now
Right.
at 60
Right.
that you've saved up over the 60 years,
Yes.
you can have another quarter of your life left, another 30 years, let's just say.
That's true.
And that's a long time
Yeah.
to be
Yes.
spending money. You could use up money you've saved until age 66. And then you're going
Well,
to have a
yes.
long, lean,
Yes.
octogenarian and nonagenarian life eating cat food.
I think, I think, well, this is where I would bring it. It depends on where you're living. Because,
And how you're living, yeah.
exactly. But yeah, but in
But
general, I
use the
get it.
money, it's time to use the money you saved up. It sounds a little like kind of go and start enjoying and splurging on
Well,
yourself and stuff. And in my
that's
opinion,
definitely that. Yeah.
60 is a little young to start splurging on your money. And it also
Okay.
depends on whether you're working or not. I'm
Right.
still working.
Right. As am I. So what I'm hearing is that this should really be for 75 and older. Is that what I'm
For
hearing that
sure.
this
I
message
would,
should?
yeah,
Okay.
I think so. What do you think?
Um, I think, I think, um, I, the tone of it, I more agree with than not. Of course, all of the cautions around managing your money well, being responsible with it. But I like the tone of the enjoying.
Yeah,
This is the time for
yeah.
enjoying your life,
I think
which
I
comes
like
up a
the
lot
spirit
here.
of it. I like the
Yeah,
spirit of it.
that's
Shall
it. The
we move
spirit of
on?
it. You read the next one.
I'll take the next one. It
Yeah.
says, warning. This is also a bad time for investments. Even if it seems wonderful or foolproof, they only bring problems and worries. This is a time for you to enjoy some peace and quiet. He's tripping.
Wah wah wah.
He's
You look what
tripping.
it looked
Oh my
Let me see
gosh.
his mic. What do
Ange,
you have turned on? That's because you're
I
on that Mac.
I thought that my ring light went out. My new ring light went out again when it got dark. Oh, I gotta
Do
do
that
that
again.
again.
That's
I
like
think he's tripping.
it's
Wah,
not gonna do
wah,
it.
wah.
It just did it one time. That's so it's not
Oh my
annoying.
gosh, I loved it though.
That's so it's not
I
annoying.
can't wait to do some other stuff
You'll
to see
see
what
them.
comes up. But anyway, it is absolutely not a bad time for investments.
Yeah.
Again, you
Depends on
think of
what.
investments in terms of your risk tolerance and how much time you have for your investments to grow.
Right.
And
Right.
again, if you might live for another 20 or 30 years, you absolutely want to have some of your money growing. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying that it all has to be a stock equity
Right.
portfolio
Right.
completely, but that's not true.
Yeah. And I mean,
I
depending
don't agree
on
with it.
I don't agree with that either. And you could have your money making money right now in
Hmm.
a relatively safe way.
Yeah, yeah. And right
So
now the market is doing great,
that's right.
if it depends on your
Yeah,
horizon.
yeah. I agreeing with you on that one. Okay.
All right. So he's tripping on that one.
He's tripping.
He's tripping.
He's all the way tripping.
Let's skip
on
one and get to the one after that.
Okay. The next one is keep a healthy life without great physical effort. Do moderate exercise, like walking every day, eat well, and get your sleep. It's easy to become sick, and it gets harder to remain healthy. That is why you need to keep yourself in good shape and be aware of your medical and physical needs. Keep in touch with your doctor, do tests even when you're feeling well, and stay informed. What say you, Doc?
Thumbs up. Double thumbs up.
Oh, look.
I tell you, this AI stuff is amazing.
You're 5 years old.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I absolutely agree with that. It is easy to get sick because with older age comes changes in your immune system and changes in your physical activity, changes in your ability and your mobility and what have you. Right. So you do, whereas younger people didn't need as much effort to stay physically fit. Even with slower metabolism that comes along with aging, we have to be a little bit more mindful. You know, I think it can be counterintuitive because people who are older and are retired, they kind of want to relax and kind of enjoy, you know, either meals, eating, or rest and things like that. But I think that it's a good time to bring some balance in and pay a little bit more attention to our health needs.
Okay, so are you going to say comma like I do? Or are you going to
like
say...
I'm saying, it's a good idea to
do as I say, not as I do.
And the other thing that is not mentioned, but I'm going to just talk about it as often as I can, sleep is really, really, really important.
Yep,
and
I'm converted.
As we get older, our sleep requirements decrease a little bit. We typically don't need as much sleep as we did as younger people, but we do still need good, restful, regular sleep.
Right.
And irregular sleep hours is, believe it or not, is a number one cause of morbidity or illness.
Really?
That people are unaware of.
No, Leslie.
Well, we talked about it in previous episodes.
I know, but you need to say that again because it didn't hit me like that.
Well, so what I mean to say is that sleep is a time of restoration in your body and cell turnover and things like that, even on a on a very micro level.
Right.
So when we
and
don't
clearing
get
up
enough,
the brain too.
And yeah. So it's just very important. Yeah. So I know people that they don't really brag, but they are kind of proud of, oh, I don't need a lot of sleep. And, you know, you may feel rested without a lot of sleep, but your body and your cells need rest in that period for optimal health. That's what I'll say.
You can't cheat them, huh?
No, you can't. And there's no such thing as catching up to lost sleep either. You know.
So I'm gonna tell everybody something so I started this practice. I added it to my morning routine, and that is doing these movements that is supposed to really help your lymphatic system. And I sent it to one of our friend groups, and Leslie just says, interesting. That's all she said. Because I said, hey, you guys want to do this for 30 days? Interesting. I know what that means. That means response. This is quack. I don't want to hear nothing about it. But
quackery. I did not say that.
You didn't have to say it.
You're reading in between the lines.
You didn't have to say it. All I heard was
I noticed we didn't talk about it.
It wasn't because it wasn't.
You think
it wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah, Ange, let me check it out. It was interesting. So I understand what that means, but nonetheless, I am doing it, and I am looking forward to because the lymphatic system is just.
How's your lymph system doing, sweetie?
I think it's doing quite well, actually. He did say, and we're going to put a link to it in our episode notes. He is a physician and
He's a chiropractor.
he's a chiropractor. I don't. Okay, you tell me what the I know what the specialization is, but I anyway.
Not
Anyway,
that important right now.
even more so, I think, because that's his specialization. I would pay attention to it, but I no longer believe that to make significant change, you have to do huge, overwhelming, difficult things. I think small changes can make a big difference. And
I
sometimes
agree.
we don't believe that. It's like, that doesn't,
Yeah, that's not
work in
enough
30
for.
minutes. Right. And so I figure I would try it and see because I was, I took a health program with Rolanda Goodwin, who we had on our show, I think in season 2. And she talks about the lymphatic system, and she has a little mini trampoline that she uses. And some of the stuff that he was doing was very similar to what she showed me. So I'm going to try it.
Okay.
But he did say that because it's a kind of it's a new thing that the body's getting used to, and it's releasing toxins that you may feel like you're getting a little sick as it does its thing. And I've been getting some headaches for the last few days.
Really?
And that's the first thing I thought about. So I'm going to trust that that's what that is. But yeah, so
Okay.
I'm doing that.
To be continued. So we
To be
give it a
continued.
thumbs up to keep
Yes, we
healthy.
give that one a thumbs up.
Keep a healthy life as you get older.
Right.
Next.
Is it me
I
or
like
you?
this one. I like this next one.
Is it for me or you?
I'll read it.
Okay.
Always buy the best. When I first read it, I thought they were speaking about yourself. I'm like, darn Skippy, I'm buying the best for myself. And then I read it further. I still agree, though. Always buy the best, most beautiful items for your significant other.
Yes.
The
I like
key goal is to enjoy your money with your partner. One day, one of you will miss the other, and the money will not provide any comfort then.
Wow.
So enjoy it together.
Oh,
I like that.
yes. When I
like that.
When I have a significant other of my own, I will subscribe to this. Did you hear the thunder?
Whoa.
Wow.
Ooh, that's
Oh
deep.
my
That's
gosh.
scary.
Yes, that's scary. You're in Jersey. Wow. Speaking of which, stick a pin there. Did you win? Did you win the jackpot? Are you now a billionaire? Tell me the truth, Leslie.
Let me just
if
tell
you didn't
you.
show up today,
Let
I
me
was
just
like-
tell you, I will not be going to work for the rest of the week. I'm a full-time podcaster now. From all over the world.
you're gonna be in Bali. You should take a picture of the background so you can put that up, and so everyone thinks you're in the same place. Over a billionaire.
$1 billion was one. 1.3, I think. But
Wow.
anywho, I didn't win that one. I'm going to win the Mega Millions.
Okay, that one is up there too, right? Anyway, let's get back. Focus.
Significant
So,
other and buying beautiful things for them so
Yeah.
you can share your money together. I like that.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. That's a goodie.
That's a thumbs
That
up.
is a goodie. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Okay. Ooh, I like this one.
This is huge. This is my
Don't
mantra
stress.
for the rest of my life, for real.
We'll see. I'll be checking on that. Don't stress over the little things. You've already overcome so much in life. You have good memories and bad ones, but the important thing is the present. Don't let the past drag you down, and don't let the future frighten you. Feel good in the now. Small issues will soon be forgotten.
That's true. Don't
I
sweat the
think
small
I think we
stuff. And from
both give
that
it a thumbs
book,
up.
it says, and it's all small stuff. You know, the
Oh,
book that Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's
oh, I
all
don't.
the small stuff.
Oh,
So
got
it's
it.
kind of, yeah,
Okay.
I kind of agree with that. We spend so much time worrying over things. And one thing that I've always said to a few people in my life that are prone to worrying about things, especially like future things that are yet unknown, um, if you look at the trajectory of your life, you've had a lot of good fortune in your life,
Mm-hmm.
and awful things typically don't happen to you. So
Right.
why do you harbor an expectation that awful things are in your
Gonna happen.
in your
Right.
future?
Right.
You know, the sum
Mm-hmm.
total of your life has been blessings and fortune and love, and you know, so
Mm.
why not continue to expect those things in your life? And be
Yes.
ready for the stressful things that come, you know.
Yes. And I also want to add that we're not talking about like toxic positivity, like
Mm.
negative emotions should be suppressed and negative emotions should, you know, it's not that at
Mm-hmm.
all. And you know my word of my life is joy now. So this is not about um, everything is great, things are falling all around you, but
Mm-hmm.
everything is wonderful. It's not that at all. You should feel the feels. You
Mm-hmm.
should feel the feels, right?
And the difficulty.
Yeah. But what? What is the but to that? But stay in the present and don't carry the suitcase of regret and all of those things on your
That's
back
an
as you
interesting
move forward.
metaphor. Don't carry the suitcase of that.
Yeah,
I
you
think
don't
what
want to go
helps
with
me in
that
that
mess.
regard also is that I look at all the difficulties and misfortunes in my life as life lessons.
Mm-hmm.
And I carry those in the suitcase to inform me of possibilities and what I've learned and how far I've come and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
For example, with the family illness and things like
Right.
that. When
Right.
you get to the other side of those issues, you realize, oh man, I've met some good people through it, great
Mm.
things have happened, and et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah,
Okay. All right.
I like it. Shall we move on?
You know I love a good cry. You know I love a good cleansing cry.
Yeah, I
I
like it
tell
too,
you,
but yeah.
my first ex-husband used to get real nervous after I would have a good cry because I would just feel so empowered because I just let all of it go. You know, a good a cleansing cry. Some people think that crying is weak. I just spoke to a friend the other day who's going through some stuff, and she mentioned that she really doesn't allow herself to cry because she feels like if she starts, she won't be able to stop.
Hmm.
And I'm like, it's probably because you're holding it in that you feel like it's like a dam now that
Yeah,
you don't want to
yeah.
bust. But God gave us that ability to cry and to grieve and to let it out. It's not a matter of you're not hiding anything. You're just carrying it in your body.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? If
yeah.
you're trying not to let these feelings out. Anyway,
Mm.
we can move on.
All right.
Off my soapbox. Your turn.
Here's one that I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
Be proud both inside and out. Don't stop going to your hair salon or barber. Do your nails, go to the dermatologist and the dentist. Keep your perfumes and creams well stocked. When you are well maintained on the outside, it seeps in,
Mm.
making you feel proud and strong.
Mm. Let's
I like
take the layers
that.
off that a little bit. Is that just being superficial though?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I think being superficial would be if you were doing it for other people's approvals. I
Okay.
think that when you wear quality clothing or when you present yourself the way that you want to, and I'm not saying you have to wear makeup or whatever, treat your skin well, continue to see a dermatologist and things like that. I think it's almost like self affirming. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's superficial at all.
Okay.
I tell the story of many times I've mentioned how when I used to take exams in medical school, I would make sure to dress up really nicely,
So very
other
dressy.
than the typical classroom jeans attire,
Right.
because,
Right.
it was a way to make myself,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
lift myself up on an
Right.
otherwise not so good experience.
When the exam is trying to pull you down.
When I have to look at the back of the paper and say, am I in the right class? That happened to me one time. When the first
So
four questions weren't recognizable, I'm like, am I taking the correct exam? What room am I in?
she's a really good doctor, guys. She's a really, really good doctor. Um, okay, yes.
So you were
And
wondering if that was a little superficial. What
well,
do you
yeah, I
think?
just kind of was asking that devil's advocate
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, it doesn't have to be good quality clothing. To be honest, it just has to be something that you feel good in. It could be
Mm-hmm.
whatever quality you want. It has to
Okay.
be something that you feel good in. You're not going to wear clothes that feel like sandpaper. Whatever
Yeah.
you feel good in. I have this top. I haven't seen it in a while. I think it's in storage. That really inexpensive. I don't even know where I got it, but it has all these birds on it. And whenever I wear it, I would just feel really good.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, it doesn't have to be expensive.
Yeah.
Just has to be something you feel good in. And you guys might remember a few months ago in the summer, I went up to visit Leslie um, on with the intention of going to thrift stores
Thrift
to
stores.
find some yes good
Goodies.
quality inexpensive clothing. So it doesn't have to be a lot of money that you spend to find things that you really enjoy wearing. So yeah, man, do you hear the
It is really
thunder?
coming down up by you.
I don't know if people can hear it.
Oh,
It's really,
it's
really
very,
like
very loud.
right over my head. I think the weather is supposed to be coming up to you too.
Yeah, we've had rain all
Rainy,
day.
stormy weather.
Shall I go to the next one?
Sure, sure.
It says, respect the younger generation and their
Mm.
opinions. They may not have the same ideas as you, but they are the future and will take the world in their direction. Give advice, not criticism, and try to remind them that yesterday's wisdom still applies today. Never use the phrase, in my time, because your time is now. As long as you're alive, you are part of this time. Love that. In fact, two thumbs up for that one. I'm going to see if
I'm
the
like I'm
hearts.
like
I
here.
heart this one.
I'm like this.
I heart this one.
Oh my gosh, stop it. I'm like this.
All right,
In
tell me about
general,
that.
in general, I agree. I absolutely believe that the young are the leaders. I learned so much from young folks, especially my children. So, absolutely for that part. I think looking back is also good.
Mm-hmm.
It's you. The past has a lot to teach us,
It does. It
and so this
says,
idea,
try to
yes,
remind them that yesterday's wisdom still applies today.
okay, yes, but then what did it say about never say it back in the day we used to do?
Don't use the phrase in my time because it's still your time.
Ah, I see.
That's the
Okay, I
point.
misunderstood. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all right. Okay, so
You're
it's
not a
trending up.
relic.
It's trending up. It's
It's
trending up.
going from here to here.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. Okay,
Okay.
that's all.
All right.
You,
Do you want
my
to
phone keeps
is it
all
are
right.
you reading from your phone? Do you want me to read the next one?
No, no, I got it. I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's see.
I skipped around some, so you go to where you want to
Oh,
go.
listen to this one. Wait, wait. Do not surrender to the temptation of living with your children or grandchildren if you have a financial choice, that is. Sure, being surrounded by family sounds great, but we all need our privacy. They need theirs and you need yours. Even then, do so only if you feel you really need the help or do not want to live by yourself.
What do you think of that?
Well, I I come from a culture. I've lived here for a long time, but the culture that I come from in Jamaica, it's not a individual, independent type of culture. You
Mm-hmm.
live with family. You live around family. Um, your grandparents don't live, from a cultural perspective, you live around generations and cousins and so on. So this idea that independence is the desired state
Mm.
is not
Or
like something
living
I
alone. Mm-hmm.
immediately resonate with. It's like I remember when my children were little, and some of the American elders in my life, oh, let them sleep by themselves, let them. That was just not how I. This idea that you you teach them how to be independent,
Independent early and
right?
separate
But
early.
yeah, but what I know to be true is that the more that you let people know that you are there, the more that they become independent. That it may seem
Paradoxical.
counterintuitive. Paradoxical is the word, yes. And so same idea comes up now. This idea that you live by yourself. I think there's a lot of loneliness as we age, and so
Mm-hmm.
that's how that made me feel. Like, not sure about that one.
I'm with you on that. I was going to say
I know what you're
something.
thinking about.
Exactly. Some
It's
things you
like,
keep to
no.
yourself. I I kind of think they're tripping on this one. One, I
Okay.
grew up with, at one point, there were five generations in my
Yes,
home.
I do know. It was
I
amazing.
knew my grandparents and I grew up with my great grandparents,
Yeah.
which was a blessing
Mm-hmm.
and, formed so much of my life and
Right.
who I am as a
Right.
person. So I
Mm-hmm.
too, it's also a cultural thing. I don't
Yeah.
think that we as a culture tend to move away from our kin if we don't
Mm-hmm.
have to. We
Mm-hmm.
kind of stay close.
Right.
And there's a lot of generational interaction.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I wouldn't necessarily want to live with my children forever unless I were
Right.
infirmed and needed that level of help.
Right.
Because I'm still young and I still
Yeah,
have
but
privacy needs.
yeah, but you can. What makes you think that you couldn't do those things without? Um,
It depends. It depends
yeah.
on the setting,
Yeah.
but
It's a lot of it depends.
yeah, yeah.
A lot of it depends. I think
Interesting.
this links back in his mind to the first or second one, like because they're about to steal your money, so don't go
That's pretty
living with them
funny.
because
Yeah.
they really just
Daughter
want
in
your
law
money.
is going to take that money. All
All
right,
right,
should
one
we go?
more.
Okay, do we have time for? All
I don't
right,
know.
we can
You
do
tell
one
me. You're
more.
the
I'm the
timekeeper.
timekeeper.
Are you? Do we have time? If not,
Yeah,
we
we
could.
have time for
Okay,
one
go.
more. Try to go. Huh? Get out of the house. Meet people you haven't seen in a while.
Yes.
Experience something new or something
Yes.
old. The
Yes.
important thing is to leave the house from time to time. Go to
Amen.
museums, go through
Yes.
walks in a park, just get out of there. I love that.
Love it.
I love that.
Love it.
Loneliness is a problem for people, often a problem when people get older. Their
Yes.
lifelong friends may have passed, and one thing that I see contributes to this loneliness is that a lot of older people haven't kept in touch with people younger than themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get to age 85, many of your peers have passed. But
Right.
if you have intergenerational
Mm.
relationships,
Mm-hmm.
those people younger than you, 60s and 50s and other, still have a lot to offer you in your life.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the other thing about loneliness is a lot of people are not used to being by themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and they think that state of being by themselves mean that they're lonely. I don't get the opportunity to be alone very often, so I love being by myself.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
It's then that I go to the movies alone.
Right.
I go to museums by myself.
Right.
It's almost like having a date with yourself,
Yeah.
you
That's a
know,
nice way to
and you
think of
don't
it.
have to ask people's permission or opinions of, what do you like? Oh, what you
Right.
there's no compromise needed.
Right. Right.
Um, I enjoy the alone time. So when they say as you get older, go out and don't become sedentary and locked in your home, that's important. I have
Yeah.
a friend who is retired now, and one, he says that he makes a point to go out every day. No matter what, just to go out every day.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing that he says, he told me one time, is that he makes a point to meet someone new. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if it's once a month or whatever. I don't
Right. Right.
remember. This was a while ago. He said this to me, but he'll, let's say, at a social gathering, just
Yeah.
go up to someone, a stranger, and start chatting or introduce himself. It could be a
Right.
guy or a girl. It's not.
Right.
But he does that in order to interact with a new person on a regular basis.
Yeah.
That's clever.
It is clever.
It's clever.
And it's actually one of the reasons why I moved to a more urban environment, because I wanted to have more opportunities for that, right? Because going out for walks, I was doing that and so on. But sometimes you don't even see people, you know what I mean? Or a few
Yeah.
people, or people who are not saying hello, whatever. Every time I've gone out here, I've gotten at least 3 people say hello to me, which I love.
Right.
Sometimes they're
Right.
inebriated, and that's okay. That's okay. They're still pleasant. They still home
Sometimes they're
beautiful.
inebriated.
I like it.
That
No,
was
but
like, remember the dude that when I went to the supermarket by you and I ended up buying him
oh,
a whole cart full of groceries? He just kept, it got to a point where I said, all right, stop asking me for individual things. Go shop for whatever it is that you want and come back, meet me at the register.
it was Christmas.
He just kept saying, can I add some bread? Can you buy me this? It started out with a magazine, and $149 later.
I
But
don't
I
think I
felt
knew
good
how.
do it. I thought I told you it was
I don't
$150.
think you told me
It was
how much
more than
that-
my groceries.
that- No, you did not tell me that.
It
You
was more
didn't
than my
tell me that.
groceries. But anyway, because I said to him, just get whatever you want. He was
Oh,
pulling
my
in like
God.
Ritz crackers and this and that.
Aw.
He had a need. I
Yeah.
didn't begrudge him for that.
Sure,
But I'm saying, if somebody said to me, I'll shop for you, I'd be in the butcher department. I'd probably be in the alcohol department. I'd get some frozen foods for later.
Oh my God. Well,
Well,
actually, I that's wonderful, Les. I went to a networking event of entrepreneurs, and I met someone there, and we started talking, and Miss Coach, I started giving some advice, and we're going for a walk tomorrow, or if it's
Oh,
raining, we're going to just have coffee. But it's just things like that. I am so
yeah.
happy that I made this move. I am so
Uh-huh.
so happy. Thank you,
Yeah.
Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Yes.
So I think the bottom line is, getting older, and this is kind of like our brand too.
Hmm.
Getting older doesn't mean that you have to slow down. It certainly could
Right.
mean that your life can look different than it's
Yeah.
been over the
Hmm.
past, number of decades or whatever. But, whether you're still working like I am, like Ange is, or retired like so many people are at 60, people are retiring early. And they're retiring early, much like what Stephanie Perry says,
Yeah.
in order to not fixate on the old traditions of when it is we need to stop working. We put
Right.
all of our energy into other people's
Hmm.
businesses and things, and then whatever's left, we leave for ourselves.
Right.
That
Right.
paradigm is shifting, and I
Yeah.
appreciate it. And it's
For
certainly
sure.
going to shift for me, whether I work or not.
Yeah.
I'm going to just start making some subtle changes.
Amen. Amen to that.
I
All
think that's
right.
a good way to close.
I'm gonna go make sure that all my windows are closed, so that, because I like to let fresh air in, and so I want to make sure with all this rain
Good
that my
idea.
carpet isn't getting
I don't want to
soaking.
forget to say that Black Boomer Besties from Brooklyn is produced by this lady right over here, Angela Fraser. And our editing is from Matt Dershowitz and his awesomeness. And our social media people come from Couture Copywriting. So this has been another episode of Black Boomer Besties from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.